Hello everyone. We are discussing types of connective tissue in which now we will talk about fluid connective tissue. So let's get started. Fluid connective tissue, that is blood. So now discuss the features of blood. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. Here the matrix is filled with fluid, so it is known as fluid connective tissues. It is made of plasma and corpuscles. Corpuscles or cells. So blood is made of plasma and corpuscles or cells. This plasma is almost 55%. However, corpuscles are 45%. Now this plasma is fluid part. This is the fluid part of the blood that is made of proteins and hormones. These are made of proteins and hormones, and the corpuscles are RBCs, WBCs and platelets. So all these cells are suspended in the plasma, that is the fluid part of the blood. Now the quantity of blood around 5 to 5.5 liter blood is found in liter. Blood is found in an adult. Now what are the function of blood? Function of blood. Blood carries oxygenated blood, blood with nutrients and hormones, with nutrients and hormones. Blood carries oxygenated blood with nutrients and hormones, and also removes the nitrogenous waste. Removes the nitrogenous waste from our body. Now let us discuss the types of corpuscles. So first we will take up RBCs. RBC is known as red blood corpuscles, or erythrocytes. Shape of RBC is biconcave. Biconcave, that means it is flattened at the center. It is flattened at the center. And these are abundant of all cells in blood. RBCs are abundant of all cells in blood. Now this RBC consists of iron pigment. This iron pigment is known as hemoglobin. This hemoglobin is responsible for the red color of blood. Because of this hemoglobin, blood appears red, and this hemoglobin transport respiratory gases that are oxygen and carbon dioxide. So RBC consists of iron pigment, that is hemoglobin. Only this hemoglobin has the capability to carry oxygen and carbon dioxide along with it. So it is the very important constituent of RBC. Because of this hemoglobin, blood appears red and it transports respiratory gases that are oxygen and carbon dioxide. This RBCs lacks different cell organelles like nucleus, mitochondrion, endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi apparatus. Why are these cell organelles that are very important are absent in the RBCs? These are absent in the RBCs only because maximum hemoglobins are accommodated inside the cells. Now the lifespan of RBCs. Lifespan of RBC. It remains alive for approximately 120 days, and these are produced in red bone marrows, and they are destroyed in liver and spleen. So RBC, that is the important constituent of the blood, red corpuscles or erythrocytes. The shape of RBC is biconcave, that is, it is flattened at the center, abundant of all cells in blood. RBC consists of iron pigment, that is hemoglobin. Because of hemoglobin, blood appears red, transport respiratory gases. And this RBC lacks different cell organelles like nucleus, mitochondrion, endoplasmic reticulum, and Golgi apparatus. Lifespan of RBC is approximately 120 days. These are produced in red bone marrows. Now, this red bone marrow is the inner part of the bone where the RBC are produced, and these are destroyed in liver and spleen. So this is all about the red blood corpuscles. Now moving on to the white blood corpuscles. WBCs, that is known as white blood corpuscles. White blood corpuscles or leukocytes. So, shape of white blood cell is amoeboid. Like amoeba, WBC can also change their shape. So, the shape of WBC is amoeboid. These are very short-lived. These are short-lived. And WBC are of two types. First is granulocytes and second one is agranulocytes. So granulocytes contains granules are absent in agranulocytes, absent. So WBCs are white blood corpuscles or leukocytes. The shape of WBCs are amoeboid and they are very short-lived. WBCs are of two types. They are granulocytes and agranulocytes. Granules, when found, it is called granulocyte, and when granules are absent, it is called agranulocytes. So here the granules are the small particles or cells with enzymes that are released during infections. So this granulocytes is of three types. First is neutrophils, second is eosinophils, and third is basophils. Here the agranulocytes is of two types, monocytes and lymphocytes. So this is two types of WBCs. Now the function of WBC. Function of WBC, WBCs produces antibodies whenever pathogens attack on our body. Produced antibodies and fight infections. So this is all about WBC. that it produced function of WBC is it produced antibodies and fight infections. Now we have platelets, that is the third type of corpuscles. Platelets, that is also known as thrombocytes. Thrombocytes. These platelets or thrombocytes are a very important component of blood as it helps in the blood clotting. It helps in blood clotting. Whenever there is bleeding, platelets or thrombocytes helps in blood clotting. So now we have another type of fluid connective tissue, and that is lymph. In the 9th class, we have to study in short about lymph. So let's talk about lymph. Lymph, that is another fluid connective tissue. This is colorless fluid connective tissue. It is found in interstitial fluid, lymph vessels, and blood capillaries. So, lymph is the colorless fluid connective tissue. It is found in interstitial fluid and lymph vessels and blood capillaries. It is made of lymph is made of lymph plasma and lymphocytes. RBCs and platelets are absent. In lymph, RBC and platelets are absent. It is made of lymph plasma and lymphocytes. And the function of lymph is to provide immunity to the body. Function of lymph is to provide immunity to the body. So this is all about blood and lymph, that are two types of fluid connective tissues. I hope you like the video. Thank you.